guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com, and today we're driving the brand new 2020 BMW 330i xDrive. So the xDrive stands for all-wheel drive. This car was provided by BMW of Tenafly. It's one of their loaner cars. My E46 M3 is getting some work done. Their master techs there finally figured out why I couldn't pass inspection, what the emissions problem was. So make sure to subscribe because you won't want to miss that video. But in the meantime, while it's there this week getting everything it needs to get done, I'm going to have this loaner car. So I thought the least I could do is do a review on it. So this is just going to be a quick first impression review. And then at the end of the week, I'll do a full comprehensive review so we can see exactly what it is to live with. It's March here in northern New Jersey, so we have all kinds of weather from 30 degrees to 70 degrees to snow to rain to sunshine. So I think it'll be great to drive it all week. I'm going to use it for work as my daily driver. We're going to use it to pick up the kids. We're going to take it to hockey. We're going to do everything we would as a daily driver. So let me give you some stats, and then I'll give you some first impressions. So if you're okay with a rear-wheel drive car, you can actually get this car. Base price is $40,750. All-wheel drive, xDrive, adds $2,000 to the price. But it actually gives you better acceleration. So this car, with its 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, produces 255 horsepower and 295 foot-pounds of torque. And my first impression is you feel the torque because it's available as low as 1,550 RPM. And it stays pretty much flat going all the way to 4,400 RPM. We're going on some bumpy roads. Overall, the ride is smooth. Unlike my M3s, this car is not that low to the ground, so you'll have no problem parking or low curbs or steep driveway, unlike my M3. Now the weight, it feels a little heavy, but actually light for today's cars. It's a little over 3,700 pounds. I think this exact car is 3,765 pounds. Getting back to the difference between the all-wheel drive and the rear drive, here in northern New Jersey, pretty much every car they sell is going to be an all-wheel drive version. We only really buy rear drive M3s, M2s, and the new M5 obviously is all-wheel drive. The upcoming M3 is going to be all-wheel drive pretty much. So that's how they're really going to sell the car here. But with the all-wheel drive, it's going to give you better traction off the line. Your 0 to 60 is 5.3 seconds, which is pretty quick, because my E46 M3 is probably about 5 seconds flat. And if you go for the rear drive, you'll save $2,000. It'll be rear drive, which will probably be more fun to play around. Your 0 to 60 time actually is slower. It's 5.6 seconds. So this is one of the first BMWs I think I'm ever driving with the 4-cylinder 2-liter turbocharged engine. We have a review of the M340, and that was a great car. I would buy that car. That's how good it was. So let's see if this car is as good for a much cheaper price. Now this is a pretty base car. The only option I think it really has, so you have the I don't know if this would be the color combo. I don't mind the white on the outside. Not crazy with the white and the beige together. This car actually drives pretty well so far, for sure. It's got a pretty roomy back seat. I'm 6 feet tall, and I can easily fit back there. The trunk is pretty roomy as well. I could easily fit my hockey bag. If you're a golfer, you should be able to fit 2 sets of golf clubs, no problem. The automatic transmission actually seems pretty good here. I like the weight of the steering wheel. It's electric steering, which doesn't give you much feel, but I like the size and the thickness of the wheel, and you have all the controls here. And we'll get into this at the end of the week with a comprehensive review. So we're not going to spend too much time on it today. We're just going to give some initial impressions. All right, so here we can accelerate on the main road. Let's see how we do with the turbocharger. All right, so down around town, at low speed, you do feel that torque, and it is available right away. So for passing power or merging on busy roads or going on a main road like we just did, you'll have plenty of power in your everyday commute. Now this is the first day I'm driving it, but the gas mileage seems really good. BMW claims 25 city, 34 highway. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm going to use this mainly for highway driving. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm getting around 34 miles a gallon, which is really, really good. I've never had a car that would give me that. Now it has the electronic nannies on it, so the lane keeping assist is on, and as I approach any of the double line or the side white line, I feel the wheel actually pulling me back in. So to me that's a little annoying. I would probably take that off. All right, so now this car is equipped with run flat all season tires, so they're not going to be the best for handling, but most people one all seasons. I always believe in having dedicated winters and summers, but I know most of the buyers and most people are going to drive this car, they're going to have the all seasons. The good news is there are performance options, and there also are non-run flat options. Run flat tires are very expensive, that's the downside, and a much rougher ride. So you get a much smoother ride and much better handling if you go without run flat tires. The downside is going to be you won't have a spare tire. All right, so the ride is pretty smooth. The New Jersey's roads are terrible, especially this time of year with all the potholes. So I can tell you right now that it rides much better than my E46 M3. All right, so we'll take it on the highway here, and we'll give it a little acceleration with the 4-cylinder. Typically, these turbocharged engines are very good down low because that's where the torque is, and they kind of die out at the top. So the red line for this car is 6,000 RPM. Now, it's not a sports car, so we're going to, body roll was a minimum there. The transmission did have to kick down to accelerate. All right, so we accelerated up to highway speeds there, and it actually did a pretty good job. So I think we do have some passing power. It's not going to be a sports car. You're not going to be at a, go 100 miles an hour, but that's not what this car is. If you want to go those speeds and only do those speeds on the track, you're going to want an M3 or an M5. But initial impressions are pretty good here. So definitely check back at the end of the week. We'll do it for a full week. I'll do a full review of the infotainment. I'll do a full review of the, well, we got the start-stop now. It's quiet, the engine shut off. We'll do, the whole, all the screens and how it was to live with for the week to see if this is a good car for the money. Now, we know the M340 xDrive is a great car. We reviewed it, and I really, really love that car. But most people are going to buy this car, and actually this car is a pretty good price point, and let's see if it lives up to the hype. Let's see if the new 3 Series is so good. Again, the M340 I loved. I thought it was the best non-M3 Series probably that I ever drove. So let's see if we can say the same about the base 330. All right, guys, remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Remember, we post 3 videos a week every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.